I just won't share it if anybody sends me an objection to that, which is understandable. Jake and Sam, please put in the chat if you have websites as filmmakers so people can follow your work. That was really moving. And Aaron Abeda, dear friend of the School of Environment and Sustainability. His book Letters from the Headwaters actually came from a series of letters he's written through the years and shared at our Headwaters conference. And we're proud to say he now runs our MFA in poetry at Western, and he's gonna share a poem in dedication to this day. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you to everybody for coming out tonight. I just want to say very, very special hello to Mario and George. Love you guys. This time.
Hey, Aaron, can you cut your screens?
Calf, it's from the bird wildness. What's that?
Can you kill your screen so we can hear you? You're breaking up a bit.
Yeah.
You are handsome, but yeah, that's all good. We can still see you. Okay.
Even more handsome now, right? The elk calf. I am looking for scattered sheep in the wilderness. The herder has fallen ill. I am on foot. The horse is in the wind. The horse is smoke. The horse is pollen. The horse is ghost, and the dogs have no loyalty to me. I am walking the meadows of Rincon Bonito. The old men call the spruce at the meadow's edge Los Brazos. Translated, the name means arms, but the ancient meaning is shadow and silence. I must enter the spruce. My abuelito's voice tells me I must get the count. We must know how many have died, how many will not return to the llanos south of home. We must know how much of our winter work has been lost here in this late June. I will not find every sheep. It has been too long. The herder's sick for 5 days. I am only 11, but I know what death is. I have seen the violence of what dogs can do, the neck wounds that only coyotes make. I imagine the calf, female, weigh her with my eyes, 40 pounds, I tell myself. The clearing is small, no grass, small bits of bark, twigs dark as morning dark, spruce needles, the gold of dying things cling to the still wet animal. Her amniotic sac, a yellow shawl on her shoulders, ears wet, the placenta and cord at her nose. I pray to God silently that I am allowed to witness this. Pray that the cow elk is only at the spruce edge of the forest, her large and sleek body somehow brought into the safety of a shadow human eyes cannot penetrate. I pray, because that is what my abuelita has taught me to do. Pray that my being here, this accident, will not mean the death of this animal. I do not dare touch what my touch will doom for having touched. As a man, I carry this anger. It is untraceable, yet I know my father taught it to me with his blood, with his stories. He loved all of us to know. He loved all of us enough to teach us not to trust. Even so, his eyes have in them the dark well of mercy. This vine of flower is watered by fire, and it is my life. Beyond the newborn elk calf, the spruce dropped down a slight slope. Light enters in razors of dust, pillars of gold. At the edge of the clearing, there are 6 sheep buried in the duff, their bodies bloated, bellies green, blue, necks broken. I am 11. The horse is in the wind. The dogs have no loyalty. There are 2 ravens at the edge of the trees. The invisible magpies are crying into the day. I look back toward the elk calf. I do not know what to do. I am alone. I pray, because that is what I have been taught to do. I pray for myself. I pray for the count. And perhaps I pray that too much death will not enter into my life. I must have prayed for something like that. Oh, dear and brutal day, do not seep into my young heart. Dear Lord and dear Saint Francis, look over the newborn elk calf. May her mother hear her chirp. May her mother lift her head and run toward the sound. And may all living things that have not yet done so, dear Lord, may they suckle. O dear and brutal day, whose light is pillars through dark arms of spruce, may the horse return to camp, and may the dogs always be loyal. O dear and brutal day, here where I stand at the edge of death and birth, protect me. O small voice that was me 1,000 years ago, tell me which way the bear has gone, and lead me away towards safety, living sheep. Small voice that was me so long ago, let me sing later. Let me not know too much anger. Let me sing forgiveness. Remind me, O small voice, that my Father has set me here alone because he loves me and understands that men must know their fear if they are ever to love. O dear and brutal day, heal the herder and lead the horse home. Lead too the mother elk to her calf. Lead her to lick the newborn clean. Lead her to eat placenta and cord. Lead her to swallow the danger the scent of these things brings. My abuelita has taught me to pray. She tells me our faith is made of 3 pillars: prayer, penance, action. That there are, she has taught me to pray. I would give away most anything to hear her voice again. I would give away words and anger. I would give away fear and joy. I would give away this abyss between life and death. I would give away this spruce and every wilderness to have her lead me in prayer just one more time. I am just a boy. She died the winter before. I ask her to ask God to save the calf I did not dare touch, or too heavy for my young body to bear. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. That was incredible. Just every time I read it, you know, it gets at the heart of the sublime, which is that combination of fear and awe and beauty and hope. You know, and that's what the mountains give all of us. Thank you for that. You know, when we celebrate
Thank you.
Mountain Day, as the film we saw captures, we're celebrating also International Snowpack Day, International Source of Water and Life and Livelihood Day, International Food Security Day, International Climate Justice Day. But you get at something, I think, more spiritual there, Aaron, than just natural resources. International Source of Our Core Being Day. Thank you for that. Really, my friend, that was beautiful. There's a line in there where you ask, I think, God to lead us to safety. And someone who's really in our community led us to safety this year, who absolutely has earned the second annual Mountain Leader of the Year award. Last year's went to Marquetta for her work in creating a sense of belonging for immigrants in our mountain community. This year's is Joni Reynolds. And Joni, Dr. Jessica Young has some really moving words to share. I just want to say that I want to thank you for leading our community with science-driven courage. And, you know, as a climate educator, you know, just when I think, you know, how am I going to, you know, convince people of the scientific realities behind, you know, 20% less stream flows by 2050, I realize, how am I going to convince someone to wear a mask with the same scientific understanding? And just when I think, how am I going to convince someone to wear a mask, I think to myself, how am I going to convince people to just trust that votes were counted? And so we're in this time period in which, like, strangely, just listening to medical scientists and doctors is this like act of courage. And it's a sign of the strange times we're in. But I think you, just like in meditation, one returns to the breath, you've returned us to reason in the county so much. And I just want to thank you and introduce to everybody Dr. Jessica Young, who's been part of Western for 3 decades and is now our global coordinator in the School of Environment and Sustainability. Jess, did your internet hold up for you?
We will find out. So I just want to say it's a true privilege to introduce Joni Reynolds, the recipient of the 2020 Center for Mountain Transitions Leader Award. In the United States last March, it was a small rural mountain communities like our own that were the early harbingers of the pandemic severity. In such situations, experience matters. We were fortunate that our county health and human service director had significant experience. Joni began her career doing immunization clinics and health education. She became a public health nurse, an epidemiologist, and a significant health leader in the Denver and Colorado Spring communities. She later led the state of Colorado's immunization operations, including those for the smallpox vaccinations post 9/11 and the H1N1 epidemic in 2009. So we were very lucky when she and her husband Dennis fell in love with Gunnison and came a few years ago, bringing all of that expertise to her position of Gunnison County Health and Human Services Director. Experience matters, but it is her leadership we celebrate tonight. As a leader, Joni had the courage and the knowledge to seek the best science and practices and make the incredibly hard decisions that undoubtedly save lives in this community. Each day, she continued to provide this leadership despite the controversy and threats, some of which required her to receive police escort. Her work with the Emergency Operations Center team, our county commissioners, city officials, Western Colorado University, and the business community blossomed to become the example for the entire state of Colorado. Through it all, she called for and exhibited compassion for those citizens and visitors that became angry at the restrictions and those afraid for their lives and livelihoods. She continues to work tirelessly, increasing our resilience and infrastructure to not only beat this pandemic, but to be ready for the inevitable transitions that are emerging in the future of mountain communities. She is truly a mountain leader. Let's welcome Joni and let's hear from her tonight.
Thank you, Jess. It's so good to see you, and thank you, John. Thank you, everybody who's here with me tonight. I'm on the edge of tears. I want to start by sharing with you this incredible, beautiful award that is made from aspen and was turned on a lathe by a local artist, and it's engraved on the bottom. Let's see if I can get it the right way. It's just beautiful. It's beyond the beauty of any award I've seen. And it came with just such kindness and a real special note. And I was privileged to have a really special moment today with Anne too at the gallery when I was able to pick that up. I'm really touched. And I really appreciate the tremendous efforts that you've all put in just to be with me for these moments tonight. At the end of another long week, towards the end of a very long year. I had not celebrated International Mountain Day before, so thank you for bringing that to me for the first time. When I looked up International Mountain Day and saw the words about jewels and the jewels that we treasure across our globe, it just really resonated with me because that's exactly what I think of for Gunnison Valley and this entire Gunnison County as a true jewel that should be celebrated, embraced, supported, and really part of the fabric of me and everyone who's here throughout this county. And thank you, Jess, for using the word resilience. I think resilience and the elasticity, it's just part of the culture in this county and in the mountain communities. Really the ability to recover and really to be tough is really an amazing spirit of collectivism and support. Really knowing that we're all in this together, quite literally. Sometimes completely isolated together without the burden and challenge of some of the internet connections, but with all the frustrations that can go with that. I think of this past year as just Herculean effort on individual and collective basis to get to the point we're at today. But I think of it tonight as that mountain climb for all of us. We've had significant losses in 2020. We've lost loved ones and cherished community members. We've lost a sense of normalcy and predictability on certain days. Some days we've lost a sense of stability. But I can tell you we've gained so much. I never thought I could learn as much as I've learned in the last 10 months. And not just about science and coronavirus and how we work, but about people and connections and strengths and resilience and support in ways I've never seen. The connections across this valley are incredible. And it's really what's allowed all of us individually and collectively to work to make the steps that we've done together in this past year. And I am so humbled by this award, and I want to accept it on behalf of so many that have been on this path next to me, in front of me, sometimes, just holding my hand as we're pushing along. Most dearly is my husband, Dennis, who's joining me here, who's assumed so many roles in supporting me. But I've had an amazing team, and the team includes all of you and many more in the county that aren't here tonight, but there's some here I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Matthew Burney, who not only had the vision to bring me here to Gunnison County, but who has supported me unequivocally in the last 10 months in the face of much controversy. On some days, it left us speechless. The board, especially Jonathan, and John Messner, who's not here, Roland, and Liz, as she stepped into her new role, their fearless leadership, again, to support me in the perils where, frankly, it didn't matter which direction we stepped, it had risks. And they had to stand there with me as we tried to get across that treacherous terrain. My team here at Health and Human Services is beyond extraordinary. They have risen to this occasion like unimagined. I've never seen such dedication and energy by a team that's committed to everyone in this community, but especially those that are disadvantaged, that have been, unequitably impacted in this past year. Western University and the work that they've done at Western on so many levels to support our community and to support me individually, support the students, and continue to support the fabrics of our community, of which Western is so integral. And there's a team down at the Emergency Operations Center that I work with, that I've learned so much from and have gained so much from. Melissa, Scott, CJ, Kathy, and Andrew. All of you have brought so much to my life and so much support to me. And I'll end where I started, which is my husband, Dennis, who again sits alongside me and has been on this ride with me now for over 35 years. And I hope we get another 35 to make up for the last year where we've missed a couple moments together, but we've been in spirit throughout this past year in a way we've never harmonized. So thank you each and every one of you.
Yeah, everybody up mute. Let's hear the love.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Would you get a glass? We got a
Tears, many people tearing up on a Zoom call, Joni. That's also hard to achieve. Thank you for that. I think we all needed a catharsis together as a community. And again, the courage is incredible. And I want you to know, Joni, that thanks to Karina DeVore, who's on this call here from Aspen International Mountain Foundation, we have a really close relationship with UN Mountain Partnership. And they want to know how our events went today. They want our recordings. And if you're coming, they would love to hear and witness and share with the world what you've done for this mountain valley. You're amazing. And I don't want to keep it a Gunnison secret. So I'll let you think about that, but just gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Let's hear it for Joni one more time, really loud, unmute.
Good job, Joni.
Thank you.
And a toast. This is, I hope Jermaine is still on the call, because a great mountain leader is someone from a great mountain community. Jermaine Rodney, who owns Jermaine's, made me my dirty chai tonight. And Jermaine's coffee comes from his parents' sort of mountain-based coffee farm in Jamaica. And so if you're looking to support international mountain communities, like straight up, hang out at Jermaine's. And if you're well masked up, Joni, these lots of masks, it's worth hearing his story. It's incredibly moving. So, but here is to you, Joni, and here is to courage in a time of fear. Thank you, Joni.
Cheers. Thank you.
Joni.
Thanks, Joni.
As a close, I want to make sure everyone in the community knows that the Center for Mountain Transitions is for you. Not only in thinking about how do we make this valley more ecologically, socially, economically resilient, but how can this valley, as George Sibley says in his book, Dragons in Paradise, how can this valley at the edge of civilization, at the extremes, that if we can learn how to live well here, it's easier everywhere else. How can this valley be a true laboratory for how to live in other mountain communities? And none of the Center for Mountain Transitions efforts that you saw in Jake and Sam's film, the global efforts, as well as the local efforts in these mountain communities. We put out 25,000 hours per year of master's projects, mostly for mountain communities, starting with where we live. And so, one way to get involved is to engage with me. If you're looking for a master's student to help you extend your reach in making this or any mountain valley more resilient, please reach out to me. And I want to honor the graduate students. I want to give them the last word, because none of the Center for Mountain Transitions is possible without these students. They're funded by a great man that Carino introduced me to, Arjun Gupta, who's the United Nations Mountain Ambassador, has skied to both the North and South Pole, showed up in the Silicon Valley with like $2,000, and is now, I think he started like 100 tech companies, and believes in us and believes in Carino's work. I just want to close with the vision of our students. You should hear from them and what they're working on, and know that many more of them in this valley and beyond are possible. And so I know Joni's hard to follow, team, but your work's really, really important. Skylar, let's start with you. You're our coordinator, a VISTA coordinator of the Center for Mountain Transitions. Go ahead. Skylar lives on a farm, so I'm not sure if his audio will work. He's out there. Can we hear you, Skylar? Okay. Annie.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, and happy Mountain Day, and congratulations, Joni. Thank you for all the work you've done, and it's been really cool to see all your team and supporters pop up on this Zoom. I'm sharing a tiny bit about my master's project with the MEM, where I'm really interested in supporting our emissions reductions planning and looking at the power of land ownership and what that means for housing affordability and decisions to mitigate and adjust to climate change with housing and agriculture. So I'm very motivated by working with mountain communities and linking our communities together here in the West, and enjoy working with a lot of you. So thank you, and thanks, Dr. John. I'll pass it on to Jillian.
Passing to each other, I love it.
Well, thank you, Annie. I'm Jillian. I'm also in my second year finishing my Master's of Environmental Management. And I just have to start by saying, you know, how grateful I am to be among all of you tonight and to be able to share your time. And even more grateful to be able to call all of you my community, whether geographically or all around the world. Just feeling so super grateful today. A little bit about my master's work. I'm helping to sort of enhance the vision of the Mountain Partnership by improving their efforts in North America, Central America, and the Caribbean by bringing more voice to our rural mountain women. So I'm interviewing mountain women across our region and letting them share their stories and their passions and their dreams for their communities. And I will eventually be publishing it in a podcast series. So keep a lookout for that. And again, thank you all so much. I'll go ahead and pass it on to Lizzie.
Thanks, Jillian, and thanks everyone for joining us. Congratulations, Joni. Your work in the community is so incredible. Thank you so much for what you've done and continue to do. I'm also an MEM student with the Center for Mountain Transitions. My name's Lizzie Bauer. My master's project is I will be designing an online curriculum with an associated extended studies course certificate that will teach teachers how to facilitate connections to nature in their classroom, emphasizing mindfulness and empathy. And the curriculum will mostly be designed to market to school teachers in public schools in India, but with its online nature, I think it could potentially be accessed by teachers around the world. And I think I will pass it to Matt.
Hello, everyone. First off, I want to say to everyone, Jody, you're so cool, such an inspiration, super awesome. And I'm not sure if I'll get a chance to say this to a group of people. Quite a lot of you that are here right now have been mentors to me throughout my time in the MEM, through my life. I want to say thank you to each one of you for helping me get to this point of my project, which is working with Jillian Fisher, who is a part of UNESCO, U.S. for Mountain Transitions, on developing a outdoor curriculum component to the Zero Water Day partnership, which is being spread to 14 different countries around the world, different mountain communities. And I am trying to show the power and beauty and necessity of having experiential outdoor-based education when we're trying to teach about the mountains, and especially water systems within the mountains. And I pass it on to Shannon. Yeah.
Thank you. Just quickly like to echo what everybody else has said. I'm a first year MEM student and I just moved to the Valley, and it's pretty a weird time to move somewhere new, but this is really a cool community to be entering at this moment, and this has really emphasized that tonight. So thank you everyone that's here, and congratulations, Joni. You're pretty incredible from everything that I've heard tonight. So my master's project, I'm picking up from where a former MEM student left off, working with the Center for Mountain Transitions and the Aspen International Mountain Foundation. So I saw Carino was on this call. Hi, Carino. Working to make a tool that uses the Sustainable Development Goals, but specifies them down for mountain communities. So I've been working with Gunnison and a couple other mountain communities like Telluride and Nederland, so that we can get data-driven progress in the world of sustainability for mountain communities. And I think I'm the last one that's on here. Oh, Sean,
Sean.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Hiding out in
Such a
here.
peaceful presence, Sean.
Well, I just turned my video on too. It's been telling me my internet connection's been unstable. Yeah, first off, I'd like to say thank you, Joni. It's pretty incredible that I feel very fortunate to be here when you were here during this time. And you can just tell that you are a natural leader, and you do lead with so much compassion, really distributing the positivity all around you. So thank you for that. And I feel very fortunate to be here, as do we all. So yes, I'm part of the Center for Mountain Transitions, and I am looking at more sustainable business. For those of you who live in the Valley, I'm partnering with Joe Bob and Amanda down at South Main. And yeah, they have a salvage yard, a little artifactory, trying to create some quote funk junk pieces, all that cool stuff that you see sitting around there. They have a yoga studio there. It's a station on the vision train. And for those of you who have been involved with Mountain Roots, it's their distribution point. Essentially, I'm trying to get the happenings happening at South Main, trying to get it more involved with the community and get a creative upcycling business going around, or getting that started. And the ultimate goal is to help improve life here in Gunnison, create some more jobs. So
Great.
Yeah.
Sean is a happening who gets the happenings happening. And I forget the first time you told me about your project, you said, I want to feature badass women across the continent. I mean, you were much more professional tonight, but I think that was the best way to put it. Everybody, I'm so grateful for you being here. Joni, thank you from the bottom of our heart. I know I speak for all of Western. I know I speak for Western students who hear from their friends who were stuck on Zoom for too long at other universities and had too much sickness around them at other universities. I know I speak for the faculty. We're so glad we got to have a campus. I know I speak for tourists who get to ski here, second homeowners who get to hang out here. I know I speak for locals who want to be able to visit and see each other. And just, it's been incredible what you've done. I'm so grateful. We all are so grateful. And as everyone's sort of leaving, feel free in the chat, and I'm doing it here, to leave any connection you'd like people to connect with. You can see Heather McSlero from Society for Owner Stewardship left a really cool auction adventure auction up there. There's our Instagram, and please be shameless here. This whole center is about the center holding and everyone coming together for the sake of mountains. And so again, thank you all for investing your Friday night and Zoom fatigue in this event. And again, thank you to Joni. And yes, everyone, be proud of yourselves and put stuff in the chat and be safe.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Congratulations, Joni. Thanks, John. Peace out.
Thank you, Joni.
You hang up. No, you hang up.
I knew you couldn't handle the silence, Rich.
Yeah.
Eon, thank you for being here, my friend.
All right. I'll see you later, Dr. John.